This is Steve Schiffman. I want to thank you for joining me today in this podcast webcast that we put out every single day to help you as a salesperson and you as a manager be more effective. You know, one of the things that I'm learning about managers in the last few months as I'm working more and more with managers is a lot that managers do is simply enforce what they were told. They're not teaching. If you're a manager, I want you to give some thought to the difference between enforcing and teaching. Yeah, you can say to your reps, get more appointments. You can tell them that, but you really need to know how to teach that lesson. We can help you if you're looking for a coach to help you as a manager. But managers need to be able to teach representatives what's right and what's wrong, what works and what doesn't work. So please, just don't be an enforcer. Make sure you're a teacher. Big concept here. Anyway, today I want to talk about the details that go into a sale. See, it's so easy to let those things go. I know you're busy, so you get a call. Couple of things. When you get somebody who calls you, that is, somebody reaches out to you and is interested in your product, what questions should you ask? What should you want to know more than anything else? Now, I've asked that question for a lot of reps and a lot of times, and I get this answer. Well, I want to know, how much they're willing to spend, when they didn't need the delivery, what item they really want. That's what they tell me. That's not right. That's wrong. It's wrong. What you want to know, if you're answering the phone and somebody says, I want to buy something, you want to know what happened in their world that they called you. In other words, 5 days ago, they didn't need it, and all of a sudden they need it today. What happened 5 days ago, 6 days ago, one day? Well, what happened last night? In other words, something triggered off the call to you. They're not your customer. It wasn't like they would normally call you, but even if they were your customer, wouldn't you want to know what happened? I would. I'd like to know what happened in their world that they called you today. And when you find that out, you're able to service them better than simply saying, oh, I'll send it. Because you want to know that. I'll give you an example. I'll give you just a simple example. In the oil industry, when a company calls up and needs asphalt, that's construction, needs asphalt tomorrow, got to deliver tomorrow, they usually know it's a credit problem, see? Because they know that you don't call for that product unless you really need it and your distributor has turned you off. So they know that information. And they kind of get wary, they go, okay, maybe there's a problem here. And you want to understand that too. So the question you want to ask someone, or you want to have in the back of your head, is why is it so important they get the product today? What happened in their world that they're calling you? And how did they find you? If they found you on the internet, that's different than they knew about you something else. Give some thought to that. Give some thought to that. It's all in the details. All sales is in the details. So this is Steve Schiffman. I want to thank you very much for joining me. And don't forget, you want to win a new book. You simply write, and this is Tiffany's magnifying glass. You write Tiffany in your email to me, schiffman@steveschiffman.com, and I will be glad to send that out if you win. Remember, not everybody wins. And we've thanked a number of people already for their kind comments concerning this podcast. So I want you to go ahead and do a good job remembering all the things that we've been talking about for the last 60-odd podcasts. Steve Schiffman, thank you very much for joining me. And as always, you humble me by your presence.